Morning. Thanks for joining us on this Friday here on The Wax at 7 a.m. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. We're going to start with weather and traffic as we do here every 10 minutes. Let's say good morning to Scott Gagliardi over in the First Alert Weather Center. Scott, not the nicest start, but at least it's Friday.
Yeah, good morning, and you're right about that. The weather's not cooperating as we might like, but it's Friday, and the weekend is looking a little bit better, especially better than what it looked this time yesterday. But a live look right now, this is in Waterbury. It's cooler out there, 40s, and that wind out of the east will keep our temperatures locked down today. But the few showers out there, you see the wet roadways in downtown Waterbury. Our First Alert Live radar is showing the steadier and light to moderate rain has pushed off much farther towards the east, but still dealing with a few showers out there. You see through Hartford, down through New Britain, Route 9 and Haddam, and all the way down to the shoreline interchange at I-95, looking wet out there. Expect these showers to continue till about noon, and temperatures are much cooler right now than they were this time yesterday by anywhere from 10 to near 15 degrees, giving us readings in the 40s to right around 50 degrees. But we have some improvements and some new details on some better weather for the weekend. I'll let you know when you can expect it, all coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get you a check on those roads. If you're heading out, we've got normal delays that are building 95 southbound New Haven to the George Washington Bridge. Rest of the state appears to be moving along, but with those roads that are wet, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself an extra couple of minutes to get out the door and get where you're going safely. No crashes, no major incidents. That daytime construction work will pick up just about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And you can see some of those delays that are building through Hartford as traffic is merging from 91 southbound onto 84. That's the upper left-hand quadrant of your screen there. Waterbury moving along, light traffic volume through that area. And then in Middletown, things are starting to pick up, but again, moving along. Those roads, though, they're definitely wet. You could have some spray coming up from vehicles, and if your windshield wipers are on, your headlights need to be as well. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
We're on top of some breaking news overnight in Middlefield. Just before midnight, crews were on the scene of a crash on Main Street. We know one car was involved, and the fire department tells us the car caught on fire. The person inside needed to be pulled out. We've got calls out right now to see how badly that driver may have been hurt and what led to the crash.
All right, take a look at this incredible video out of Westport. Thieves rush into a jewelry store in the middle of the afternoon, armed with sledgehammers. They smashed open those display cases and then just helped themselves to the jewelry inside. This all happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon at Lux Bond and Green. We're told the thieves then took off in a black BMW. Police are asking anyone with information to give them a call.
This morning, police in Waterbury on the hunt for a gunman who shot a man yesterday. The victim was shot near Bishop and Bronson Streets in the afternoon. He was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Right now, we're working to get an update on the man's condition and also any information on the suspect. A 16-year-old in Windsor facing charges this morning after police say they brought a fake gun to school. Windsor High School was put on lockdown yesterday after all this. Police got the call about the student with the handgun in a bathroom. Officers determined the gun was fake. They took the student into custody, and they're now charged with breach of peace.
UConn fraternity Lambda Theta Pi has been suspended after a violent case of hazing. The former president of the group, David Vallejo, is accused of throwing a pledge against the wall and then choking him. Now, according to the arrest warrant, the pledge kept making mistakes while trying to recite the fraternity's code. That happened back in February at an off-campus house. Vallejo is now facing multiple charges.
And 7:04 on your Friday morning, we're dealing with some visibility issues, nothing too terrible and not any fog or anything like that, but just from the lower clouds, you notice some limited visibility, especially closer to the shoreline with only 6-mile visibility just to the south of Chester, 8 miles in Groton and 8 miles in Norwich. Everybody else doing okay, but we're tracking some showers. They're still out there. The bulk of the heaviest rain has pushed off farther towards the east, now impacting the Cape and the islands. But you see the residual showers here locally and off farther towards the west that will all make its way through over the next several hours. So expect the rainfall. Keep the umbrella nearby. You'll need it through at least the noon hour, especially along the shoreline. Temperatures remain on the chilly side today, 55 to maybe near 60. But we have some improvement for Saturday, and then some more showers come back for Mother's Day weekend. I'll have that forecast in just a couple minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. Well, this morning we're getting a look at the newly released body cam footage of a deadly police shooting in the Florida Panhandle, and we do want to warn you that what we're about to show you is disturbing. An Okaloosa County Sheriff deputy responded to a disturbance, pounded on the apartment door of U.S. Airman Roger Fortson. This all happened last Friday, and then here's what happened when Fortson opened the door.
Sheriff's office, open the door! Step out.
So the sheriff says Fortson arrived at the door armed, and the deputy opened fire within seconds, killing him. Fortson was a registered gun owner. His family claimed the deputy burst into the wrong apartment, but the sheriff is disputing those claims.
We are aware of a press release and other comments that falsely state our deputy entered the wrong apartment and imply that they burst through the door into Mr. Fortson's residence. Those statements are inaccurate.
Fortson's family is asking why the officer didn't tell him to drop his weapon before shooting. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement has launched a criminal investigation into the shooting, and the deputy has now been placed on administrative leave.
It's now 7:06. The judge in the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump rejected efforts to have the gag order against Trump modified and denied another defense request for a mistrial. Adult film star Stormy Daniels once again took the stand yesterday to recount her alleged sexual encounter with Trump. She repeatedly denied the defense's argument that she was motivated by money.
Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? Union power.
We're here to celebrate the fact that Blake Street Tenant Union actually won the first ever collectively bargained lease in the history of the state of Connecticut.
A group of tenants in New Haven are celebrating a big victory this morning after becoming the first tenants union in the state to sign a deal with their landlord. The tenants all live in properties owned by Oceans Management and say they've been forced to deal with everything from warped floors and leaks to even dangerous mold. We've reached out to Oceans Management for comment on the deal, but have not heard back.